Welcome to the Power Hour training for course creators and new entrepreneurs. I'm going to share with you my simple setup so that you can get going, get paid, and offer this service, even if you're a course creator or you have an upcoming program that you're trying to launch. So I'm going to share with you simple setup and workflow, tech stacks, promotional ideas, customer experience, networking, and so much more. We're going to start first with the potential workflow for your power hours. And I'm going to share with you, this is one workflow that you can use. Doesn't mean that you have to use this, but I like to use this. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that you're going to notice is that I have a sales page. It comes through a payment gateway, and then I have an onboarding form, a scheduling area, and then I send them a thank you email. I'm going to go ahead and give you a video walkthrough tutorial of this, and then I'm actually going to go into more details of how you can incorporate this into your own business. All right, so I am just walking you through what exactly is happening with my tech setup. So the first thing that happens is someone lands on my sales page, and it's got all this information about my sales page, my process, my pricing, and everything that happens when it comes to using when people want to know about what I can cover. So when I am covering on my power hour, it's a specific thing about course creation. I have a set number of things that I can talk about. And so in my power hour, I just have the sales page. And from the sales page, what I can do is people can actually just pay me on the spot. So what happens is they click on the button. There's this really simple, information here. The pricing's listed, and then they can go ahead and just grab this power hour, right? And so in ThriveCart, I've got it set up so I receive the payments, and it's got a setup where an email sent automatically after purchase. After they purchase using this page, they're going to be redirected to this page. This page is my application page, and then what happens is they have to fill out this form, and then they can schedule a time with me. Now, you don't have to have it this advanced. I do have a longer setup process. I know some people just genuinely have a button that goes directly to this Calendly link here, or you can actually embed this on the page on your website. The great thing about Calendly too is you can actually accept payments depending on your plan. And so the great thing about this is you do not have to have anything fancy to have this actually work for you. This is just one way that I have actually used services for my business as a course creator. And it's great because it's just a power hour session. It's a very simple setup. Most people who are more experienced and advanced have used our power hours in their business. So I just wanted to give you an example of how you can use this in the tech, because I know sometimes texts and workflows can be a little challenging. I hope that helps, and thanks so much for watching. All right, now that we've had the video tutorial, I'm going to walk you through important questions to ask when you're going to be dealing with your specific audience. The first thing that you want to do is, if you book a call, you want to have contact details and collect all of that information, including a website. That doesn't always mean that the website is necessary, because sometimes it's not necessary depending on your industry. You also want to ask how people heard about you, like Google, friends, email list, Facebook group, and monetize off of what's currently working in your marketing plan. Some specific goals and questions that you might want to ask are what they hope to accomplish, questions they have before their call. Other things that you want to think about is what people anticipate they will receive if you're going to be delivering something at the end, like a recording. Let's talk about personal tech setup. Now keep in mind, this is what's worked for me, but you don't have to use this. I'm going to share with you specific things that you should consider when it comes to setting up your own personal tech. This is something that I use, and that's WordPress. I have everything designed on WordPress. I use a plugin called Elementor to design my WordPress sales pages. Doesn't mean you have to use that. It's just what I use, and I like it. I also use a checkout cart platform called ThriveCart to actually create all of my ThriveCart payments for my services as well as for my courses. So if you haven't checked out ThriveCart, go ahead and do that. It's thecourseconsultant.com/ThriveCart. I also offer a 3-hour setup support if you decide to purchase through my affiliate link. You also want to check out how to actually schedule your platform for your booking. I use Calendly, but there's plenty others out there like Acuity, Book Like a Boss, and so many more. I also use a form called Paperform. This gives me the ability to collect information, including but not limited to collecting PDFs, images, and other assets. I also use an email platform called ConvertKit so that it can deliver my emails directly back to my audience. So you don't have to actually have this advanced workflow. If you have a simplified setup, you can easily do this through Calendly. The second thing that you can do is actually use a sales page and use a link directly to your Calendly and book it that way. My setup is a little bit more complex, but you don't have to have it that complex. Let's go ahead and step on over into Calendly to show you my workflow so that you can actually customize this workflow for your business, even if you're a course creator trying to plan a big program launch. Today, I'm going to share with you how to create a power hour using Calendly as a scheduler. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create a new event in Calendly, and I'm going to select the event type. So in the event, I can choose either one-on-one or group setting. Since this is a one-on-one power hour, I'm just going to set the event name. Then it's going to ask me for a location. So you can see there's lots of different things that I can integrate with. And because I normally do it via Zoom, I'm going to go ahead and select Zoom. If you want to connect and integrate with a different platform, you can definitely do that. Okay, so I've just filled out the description with some simple information, and I can even change the event color to coordinate with a specific tag. For instance, if I had services as one, if I had consultations for different clients, I could do it that way. And so what I normally do is I set the date range between 60 calendar days. And then what I do is I can create a existing schedule and add this availability to that schedule, or I can set custom hours. So if I choose to select custom hours, this will give me the ability to coordinate for a specific type of service. For instance, if I wanted to only allow power hours on specific days at specific times, I could limit my availability on specific days. However, for this training, I'm just going to share with you how to create an existing schedule based off of whatever you need. So for instance, I'm going to keep this selected and my default hours are selected. Now, what's cool about this is I can actually set buffer times before and after. So let's say that there's an hour before that you are going to be prepping. Maybe it's just 15 minutes that you're prepping. What you can do is create a buffer room so that people can't schedule anything on your calendar depending on your availability settings to just have this time set here. Okay, so I'm going to add a buffer window of 15 minutes before and 15 minutes after. Now, the great thing about this is if you have any questions and you want to add specific questions based off of a questionnaire, like who is it that is booking, what is their email address, what is the nature of their question, what kinds of things do they need help with, and then anything else that you want to ask them, you can definitely add new questions by selecting this option. You can select different types of answers by selecting checkboxes, radio buttons, or multiple lines. Normally, I just select multiple lines, and then if something is required, I select this. I talk a lot about workflows in one of my other trainings about podcast booking, and I think it's a really important thing to consider is to optimize your workflows when it comes to using different links and scheduling platforms, especially when you're working with lots of people. So I'm going to go ahead and save and close all these questions. I set something listed as a required field so people cannot advance until they complete that. All right, so you could try some additional workflow setup, or you could integrate with something like Dubsado. I don't use that tool currently, but I'm just saying that there are many different workflows that you can use. This is just one workflow out of the many that you can use. Now, in the notifications and cancellation policies, what you're going to see is that there's going to be a calendar invite that's immediately going to be sent out to the booking party. This is great for you and for them because you don't have to worry about sending a follow-up email. It's automatically sent to your customer. And what I do is to create these automated email reminders, my account allows me to personalize email reminders and also a text reminder. This is really great because if somebody has entered in their phone number, you can follow up with them by sending them an automated reminder. This makes it super easy so that if someone has scheduled something on the calendar and they forget that the meeting is going to be upcoming, they'll get an email reminder 15 minutes before, and they'll also get a text reminder to let them know that they need to attend. So here you can see that there's a pre-filled email based off of the form fields that were created in the previous settings. So you can see hi, name, event date, location. So you really don't have to do anything with this, but if you want to create a customized email, you can certainly customize it based off of what you'd like to say. You can personalize it and you can basically make it your own. I'm going to go ahead and just say, 15 minutes before, and then I'm going to keep this deselected, and then I'm going to select this text message 15 minutes before as well. All right, so we've got, an email notification and a text notification. So you can set it to 24 hours before or 15 minutes before. I normally just have it selected at the 24-hour mark, but you can certainly set it up so that it's 15 minutes before if you like. All right, so the great thing about this is that you can collect payments. If you want to collect payments based off of your plan, you can actually do that by selecting this option here. So for instance, you can say that this is a non-refundable fee because it is a complete service. I don't offer any refunds on services just because if I do the work, I really have put in the work already, so there's not really anything that I can refund necessarily. So I don't offer refunds for services. You can decide not to collect payments if you are using another checkout software. So what I am going to do is I'm going to say, for now, don't select payments. That's because I have a separate tool to do that, but you can always change that. And on the confirmation page, what I want to recommend is if you're going to use a confirmation page other than Calendly's customized confirmation page, you can actually select this redirect to external site. Would basically be another page that someone would go to after they book. But I'm just going to keep this selected as display Calendly confirmation page. I'm going to pause this and then we'll go to see how all of these pieces work together. Now that I've shared with you the tutorial on Calendly, I want to share with you some specific things that you want to take a look at when it comes to pricing a new service. The first thing you want to do is set up a competitive price point. You can use similar testimonials for work that you've done for a client. You can also offer promotional pricing for students for your courses. You can set up limited time discounts on new services to gain more social proof and testimonials. This works really well if you already have current customers or clients and you want to offer special discounts for people that you've already worked with or who have purchased courses from you. I want to share a little bit about client experience. This means that I am giving somebody an experience as they work with me through my Power Hour. Currently, I use Zoom to conduct all my client calls, and I save a recording via a private link via Vimeo. I also host that Vimeo link directly on my client dashboard called Same Page. Same Page is one of my favorite platforms for actually supporting all of the internal backend and project management system that I currently use to schedule and plan for things in my business. One thing I also like to do is actually tag my clients on their private dashboard via Same Page. This gives them the ability to replay the video and it helps them to answer any questions that they might have, and it gives me the ability to communicate them directly without having to hop onto my email. A few things I want to mention about Zoom is that there are plenty of other alternatives out there. If you don't like hopping on Zoom, you can also check out Voxer, which is a free walkie-talkie app. You can still use Calendly, Acuity, or some other scheduler to create available dates and times via your session. And I also have another service where I actually have a full day available via Voxer, and I set up some specific Q&As on a setup page on Notion so that people are able to answer all of their questions via this page once they book. All right, now we're going to hop over to some promotional ideas when it comes to promoting your new service for your Power Hour. If you decide to actually create a Power Hour for your specific service, you want to think about ways that you can promote. One way to do it is actually to host an IG Live and convert that IG Live into an IGTV video. This allows you to directly link inside of your Power Hour and allows you to link over to the sales page to book your service. You can also send an email to your course student list and grab a special promo code to allow a special discount. You can also do Facebook Lives or other events and share it at the end to allow people to book from you right away. Here's some other ideas. If you're looking for promo ideas, you can send an email to your email list about your new service, but add it quite at the end with a PS. You can also share a recent story about how you overcame a problem and solved it and how your Power Hour can help. Lastly, you can also share about a price increase or service retirement and share this as an alternative or the primary offer that you're going to promote to your list. Next steps, set up your Power Hour, start promoting. Share with me what you learned from this video because I'd love to support you. And if you've already have a power in your business, go ahead and drop it in the link below. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a good day.